From the known into unknown and back. I invite you to think about time, to see it from an abstract way. In Sufism, they mention azali, ebedi, which means the endless past and endless future. So azali and ebedi. So we know the Big Bang. Before Big Bang, unknown multiverse. So our universe is a bubble, just one bubble of endless bubbles. About future, there are different theories. They call it Big Crunch, Big Rip, and Big Freeze. So thinking about how time endless is, azali and ebedi, all spiritualities mention this. But we are mainly busy with daytime. Or some of us take a bit more time and think about lifetime, my past and my possible future. Or some of us go even further and think about world time, so where we go as humanity, from where we came and where we might be in the future to have a better, so to say, sustainable reality. And that's what we look for all together. But some of us go even further and think about all this time, this vastness of time. So good to take regularly time to think about time. And the IP actually cause, even we are not talking about it, in this unknown state of mind, we are actually timeless, which means we are in past, present, and future. So we widen ourselves time-wise. Same thing about space, spatial, zahiri and batini, which means like the visible and the invisible. So we are in this visible meso, which is measurable. So there are some units we use to measure. And if we widen our, so to say, interest of understanding size, space, volume, some of us goes into micro or macro, seeing space in astronomic and atomic level through technology, and then finally today to subatomic and cosmic understanding. And if we think really about this observable universe, I know it is challenging, but for me it's so spiritual. It's so amazing. Light goes in 1 second 300,000 kilometers. So light goes around the world 7 up to 8 times in 1 second. So speedy is light. And this is in 1 second. Imagine in this speed to go 1 minute, and then to go 1 day, and then you go 1 year. Then is 1 light year. And you have 90 billion light year of size, which is our just observable universe. And they start talking about multiverse. So why this? Again, it's good to go beyond the meso. It's not just from here back home or get chance to become global, to really understand the micro and macro, even to go to atomic or subatomic, cosmic or astronomic. So an idea to open. Billion of us spending their life in this meso. Some of us start to become global. And how many of us really takes time to understand micro, macro? That's what I'm trying to say. And the same thing for vital. Kainatın aynasıyım, question mark. I am the mirror of universe. This is also a Sufi expression. We are the, so to say, representation of this vastness, according, again, Sufism. So actually, it is subatomic and it makes this energy, and this energy finally, after some vibrations and attraction, it starts to become physical, which is visible. And this visible thing starts to react or act with each other and make the chemistry. The chemical levels start to happen. We start having different form of, so to say, chemical things. And those different things, again, in interaction with each other, they make different biological things. Let's say plant, animal, human, let me say. And those biological abracadabras, they go further with their experiences. They start to reshape themselves. And according to the information they collect, they make different sociologies. For example, the trees make forests, the animals make flock, human make countries, according that. With our sociology, we make decisions, and finally, according to the decisions we do, we experience the consequences. And the consequences create actually separation. So what I'm trying to say here is, vitally thinking, I am the representant of universe means I am everything. That's the reason Sufi says, I am the one and nothing. I am everything and nothing. So the fourth one, the epistemic one. So haktan gelip hakka gitmek. We come from the source and we go back to the source. At the beginning was inorganic integration. They made this, so to say, the source of this epistemic history. The first organic integration, I name it spark. The second one, after billion of stories on the world, the reptilian level appeared. I name it root of the consciousness of this epistemic advancement happened. So then the emotional one appeared a few 100 million years ago. We call it emotional brain. And then finally we reached, after 200,000 years of experiences around the globe, we end up having this level, we call it cognitive. But it is very obvious that we now working for this next one, the transcendent brain. I call it the sky. It goes towards that consciousness leaving the body step by step, because the body starts to become old-fashioned for the consciousness. So consciousness advancing itself and looking for new home. So the inorganic consciousness will take over the game of going further epistemically in space-time. So flash, the body, proto-human, we became sapiens, the civilized one, and it goes towards, according to Yuval Harari, Homo Deus, godlike one, cyber. It goes towards that direction. So the heart was, so to say, very simple, based on survival, which in Sufism called jahil, the ignorant. So then it became emotional, which is the ghafil. Now try to become absolute. So it's kind of like camel. And then soul. So it was basic, very simple, junoon. Then it goes into funun, advanced. Funun comes from fan, science. And then the next is this transcendent, so sukoon, which is calmness. So the game is here, the three always in action. And the idea is opening, widening, understanding about time, space, vitality, and epistemic levels in life. So this helped me to change my mind, to change my emotions, and to change my body. So throughout that, we get the possibility somehow that the shallow self go towards deeper self. So the self, we born in a factory, I call it, in a geography, in a certain climate and race. This is the factory, the genetic facts. And then on top of it, the history, a nation, religion, moral, family, etc. So they become, so to say, the designer, they design me. And then on top of that, the updaters, the present facts. Which kind of education, relation, this and that I have. Throughout all those things, we move between shallow self and profound self. What we do is, we learn, and after learning, we integrate. And after integrating, we produce, we generate. And after generating, we validate, which is also in Christianity, Lectio, Meditatio, Contemplatio, Oratio. Same we have it in Sufism. They call it Sharia, Tariqa, Hakika, Marifa. Everywhere same info actually. Throughout those information, if I do it in the right way, which means the way helping it to grow, I reach then the profound self, or it can happen the opposite way, then unfortunately I stay the shallow self. Now thinking about that, should I stay or should I go? My suggestion here, if we, as we always say, following curiosity means to go, if I follow fear, I stop, I don't go. That's the reason I would like that we think together. So this self, I have 5 devices. I get info from those devices, and I have internally also 3 other sensors. So the vestibular system, interoception, and proprioception. So these 3 make me understand internally where I am in space, time, in which conditions. But how? With those informations I collect from seeing, tasting, hearing, and smelling, and sensing. Which means, if I am in Turkey, I always hear azan, and I go to the mosque, and I get kebab, and then on top of it künefe, and then go to Turkish wedding, I end up being a Turkish man. But if I'm in America, get hamburger and Coke, country music, I become the American one. So that means which kind of info I get through those doors, I become that one. And this creates a variety. Parameters are so many. The gender, the race, the society, moral, geography, family, climate, politics, all those headlines constantly to the self, giving data. So how I do integrate all the things? I can be an artist, or I can be a scientist, or I can be very good mama, papa. So if I understand this theory in that way, I can use it in life, and then mentally, emotionally, physically, I can change myself. What happened to us, in my opinion, throughout centuries, if I symbolize with drops of water the knowledge we got with our cognitive abilities, imagine funnels, 3 funnels, one for the consciousness, learning, and one for emotions, doing, and one other funnel, becoming. Thinking-wise, the funnel was small, but the funnel of feeling was somehow bigger, and becoming was even bigger. We were just part of the nature, extension of the nature. So we were grounded. But now, in the present time, we are getting more information, so therefore our thinking funnel became bigger, and then a feeling funnel also chaotically getting bigger, because we have a lot of things to feel and to think as now, but day by day becoming smaller, the funnel of becoming. We don't have chance to be me anymore. So the me get lost because I'm busy with many thoughts and many emotions. And then I have the feeling, because of the information getting more and more, the funnel of thinking becoming bigger, and the funnel of emotions shrinking, and then there is no more, so to say, the self. So it's just like the serving simple figure of something bigger. So this is what happened to, in my opinion, theoretically, how becoming funnel getting smaller and smaller. Imagine this is the brain. So in conscious level, we have cognitive learning, but we have experiential learning. So anything we learn in present time is short-term memorizing. If I do it again and again, it goes to the long-term memorizing. So, but all of them are the conscious level, and they are in exchange. When I'm able to dance, the reason is because I practiced dancing before. And if I don't practice, I lose it, and I don't have it anymore as long-term memory. So, but we have the pre-consciousness, the intuitive learning, the package. I have knowledge of so many things linked to my past. My sheikh grandfathers are here. My grandmother is me. Mama is me. My father is me. But I have to work to realize what I do have inside me. As more I check my pre-consciousness, so I can use the inherited memory. Then I can learn intuitively. I'm nourished from that a lot. And I have the courage just to do it. And then it triggers my brain. So then I connect to consciousness. And then on top of that, I allow myself to go to overconsciousness, the unknown, and the potentially endless memory is there. So this potentially endless memory, because I have courage to go there, and they start to interact with each other, all of them, then I have neurologic calibration. And then I start to change. I'm another me, is not the same Ziya. The same happens in the body. All systems, motoric, respiratory, circulatory, etc., all systems, they help me to increase my kinesthetic learning. So then I change, so to say, physically. If I have physical changes, if I have mental changes, automatically my endocrinal system activated, and I have emotional changes. I do that 3, so that means I change my personality. And this goes on in a circuitous way. So when I change myself, I change my way of thinking, I change the way of my movement, and then accordingly my emotions also change. Till today I was navigating complexity, so how to shape my tomorrow. So Ziya Azazi with DIP was always doing workshops. People were coming to him constantly. So 25 years in that way. So that was the beginning of doing, so to say, the community DIP. And now I'm sitting here, so we are in transition. So first time in forum, we are in that form. So maybe we can make even the system run by itself, not just by me and you. So therefore, we need to navigate this complexity. So the idea is how to really shape tomorrow. It's not just my performance, not just my thoughts. So how to see this as duty and to go on with all of you together. Otherwise, this one can be done always, but it is boring. So, and the reason is, remember the beginning, finding meaning through whirling, from the known into unknown and back. So we have certain known life, we go again and again to this unknown, collect new data and come back. We do this, we grow. Thank you.